So there are two people who want to become successful in their lives. You have the geezer. He goes to work, does the bare minimum in order to satisfy his manager to not get fired. Comes back home to then wind down and watches a Netflix series, and that's his evening. Goes to bed and the cycle starts again. You have Donate. He goes to work making sure he gives extra value every day to his manager so he has a high chance of getting promoted. He comes back home and is working on his side venture that he has been laser focused on for the past 12 months and is now finally starting to make money for him. Who do you think is going to be a success in the end? Donate. Pretty obvious, right? But most people don't do the obvious. They know what to do to become successful, but don't have the consistency to act and stay at it for a long period of time. So in this video, I want to share 3 powerful steps I did that allow me to stay rigorously consistent to the point I worked for 3 years non-stop without taking a single weekend off when starting and running my education business from zero, and how you can use this to implement it in your life if you want to achieve personal and financial freedom. Let me be clear, if you are not serious about changing your life, this is not for you. The first step I learned is to find your pain. When I say find your pain, this could be your current situation where you don't like your 9-to-5 job and it's destroying you on the inside. Your pain could be you are struggling to make enough money and you can't pay your bills. Or you are getting rejected by the opposite sex when dating and they come back to you and say, sorry, we are not compatible. Pain is our ultimate driver for change. You'll be surprised at how much you're willing to do when you're in pain or you're confronted with pain. I was confronted with deep soul-breaking pain when working in investment banking. I struggled to fit in. It wasn't for me. Being in an office and working and making money for a CEO that I would never meet, it wasn't the way. The corporate world and working for someone else was just not in my DNA. I used to remember when taking the train to work how depressing it was. Not only were there no seats to sit on because it was absolutely packed with people, but at the same time, everyone on the train were emotionless, no smiles. They were just like zombies. It was such a toxic environment. The Sunday evenings, I would get those stomach feelings of, oh gosh, I have work tomorrow. It was a very unpleasant feeling. I did this every day and I can see and feel that it was affecting me deep inside. I didn't say anything to anyone because I thought this was normal and everyone goes through it. This is what you have to do. All my friends had corporate jobs and just got on with it. But for me, it did not click and I struggled to keep going on this path. It made me depressed to an extent. It was as if my soul was taken away from me and I was this empty human being with no emotions, just a robot doing what is being told to do. I got to a stage where my pain of desperation of wanting to change my current situation exceeded just working a 9-to-5 job. That was when I decided to make a plan and leave the corporate world to go and embark on starting an education business from zero. In my mind, I made the decision that I would never go back and work a 9-to-5 job and would do whatever it takes to make sure that the business or any future businesses works so I don't have to go back there again. I used the pain I was going through to make a change in my life and started to go on a journey of consistency because I knew in the back of my mind that if I stop, I would have to go back and work in a 9-to-5 job, and that was never going to happen. The pain became my drive. When I look back at it, I'm so glad that I went through this pain because it was the pain that allowed me to take the risk and go into the unknown. It was the pain that allowed me to change my circumstances and make a decision of what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. Without the pain, there was no drive. Without the pain, I would never have gone into the unknown. So in that regard, I have to thank the pain for that. The pain gave me the ammunition to take that step. If you have a 9-to-5 job that takes a soul out of you, you feel the pain deep inside you, understand this. This is the fuel you need to change the course for your life. You have hit the pain threshold where you know anything else is better than your current situation. This is going to sound ironic, but you are in a fantastic position to do something about it. You are in pain and it's hurting you. Use the pain to make the change you need and let it become your drive to embark on your new path. I'm not saying to take the full risk the way I've done, but you can be more strategic and more calculated in your approach. This could be looking for a new job and starting fresh again. Or if there is a field of business that you are interested in and you want to start, you can do that on the side whilst having your main job still as the main income provider. As you put time and effort on your side hustle to the point where the income that's generated from that matches or exceeds your main job, then you can take the calculated approach of, I don't need my main job, I'm going to give full time to this business, to this side hustle so I can go to the next level. That's you being strategic. That's you taking a calculated approach. The next step I did was to create a plan and schedule it. Once I decided my goal was to create and establish this education business, the next part was I needed to create a plan and how I was going to tackle this on a day-to-day basis. This involved me cold calling institutions and going face-to-face to sell my service to them, creating a selling script, creating my own website from scratch, creating business cards, printing over 1,000 flyers to send out. I tried to do as many different things as I possibly can to get new clients wants to come in. I even offered my services for free so then they can make a decision of whether I was good enough or not. I would take my mom's car and drive from one institution to the next, ticking it off as I go along like a map. I remember I would leave WhatsApp voice recordings to my friend telling him how it went with this institution before I go to the next one. Having a plan gave me a direction of where I needed to go and the tasks that I needed to do, and that allowed me to stay consistent and not go off on a tangent. I kept a spreadsheet to keep track on how I was doing, and I had all the institutions that I was interacting with. This was over 40-50 institutions, and in each of them I had columns where it would say what the status is. Am I going to say yes? Am I going to say no? Are they going to want me or they're not going to want me? Everything was tracked to the detail. Slowly and slowly I started to build a client base, and that became stronger and stronger to the point that I did not need to market my services as much because the clients were marketing my services through word of mouth. Very powerful. If you hate your current 9-to-5 job and you tried everything to make it work for you but nothing has come out of it, have you written down a plan of what your next 3 moves are going to be? This could be researching into other companies that you want to apply for, networking with recruiters so you have a better understanding of what the market is looking like at the moment. Is the market hot right now? Are people recruiting, or is it cold and people are just being wary of who to recruit because of budgets being cut down? The third move would be apply for at least 50 companies and put your application in. The higher the number, the higher the probability that you will get an interview to then a job offer. As you are planning this out, are you scheduling this in your calendar where you put 1 hour every day so you can focus on this? This is how you start putting things in motion. If the corporate world is not for you, have you looked at other fields that you want to go into? This could be starting a business on the side. And if that's the case, have you gone out there and gained the practical skills in this field of business that you want to get into? You will get nothing from just reading textbooks. You have to go out there in the real world and take practical action every day. There is no perfect time. You need to put dedicated hours in the evening and in the weekend to make this work. This is you having a plan and executing on that plan. Remember, the pain you are going through right now will be your fuel to push you to do this. And if you're not able to do this, it means the pain you are going through is not strong enough. It means you do not want this enough for you to make a change in your life. This is what I said at the beginning of the video. If you are serious about making a change in your life, you will take this seriously and you will do whatever it takes to change your current circumstances. The next step I learned was to be patient. Look, nothing in life is going to come straight away. It takes time, effort, and sacrifice. It took me 4 years with my business of trying different things again and again and again before I was able to finally see and reap dividends from it. I had no growth for the first 4 years. Clients rejecting me, institutions rejecting me, and literally nothing was coming my way or working my way. But because I had a vision of where I wanted this to be, because I had a vision of what I wanted to create, I was willing to be patient. If you expect things to come like that with instant results, I'm afraid that you're going to be disappointed. These things takes time, and I always remember my mom saying this. It takes years and years for you to build a good reputation, but it could take a second for your reputation to go down. So be patient. Be on your journey. Understand that this is your journey and no one else's. You have to go through this. You have to go through the obstacles, the challenges, because it's not the money and the materialistic things that's important on this journey. It's the person that you are becoming. You have to remember this. If everything was to go to zero, you should have the confidence of being able to start again, because you build the assets in your mind. You build the knowledge and the wisdom of knowing exactly what you're going to do again if things go back to zero. There's 2 things that no one can take from you: what you fed your stomach and what you fed your mind. As long as you stay patient and consistent in your journey and you don't worry about what anyone else says or what anyone else is doing, I guarantee you will reap the dividends from it. So stay patient, be humble, and know that your time will come very, very soon. Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.